Hello, got a fun little design for a kids party on a sort of jungle theme this time, and I'm going to be using one of my favourite balloons actually. This is a really well established, perhaps we should say, design. It's been around for quite a long time, but it's eternally popular, still gets used an awful lot, and I really like it. It's just so cute and entertaining. But it's obviously designed for helium filling. There's a tying tag here to fly it from. We want to air fill it this time round and put it on a base, which does cause a little bit of an issue because of its curly tail. So I'm just going to really create a very simple support for the thing, add a few details, and that'll be it. I'm going to be using 3 shades of Centrepieces greens. We have Fashion Lime Green, Fashion Forest Green, and Fashion Shamrock Green, and just making simple clusters of 4. We've got them inflated actually to 4.5 inches, 5 inches, and 5.5 inches. Even though it's a 5-inch balloon, it's inflated to 5.5, which is one of the great joys of Centrepieces product, because it is so durable. You can inflate it quite a lot beyond its published size and it's still perfectly fine. And I've chosen 5.5 inches because of the proportions of the balloon. This is going to sit on here. 5 inches was just a bit too small. 6 inches too big, particularly it would be a 12-inch balloon downsized to 6, which isn't always ideal. But because of the ability of these balloons to be able to go to a larger size, 5.5 inches works really well. So a cluster of 4, random colours from those 3 in each cluster, nothing specific, and then a small weight. Could be anything you like, small water weight, sand weight, whatever you fancy. This is a golf ball inside a 5-inch balloon, but it'll do the trick. So I'm going to just pull that through there like that, wrap it around a couple of times to make sure it doesn't come undone. The 5-inch cluster goes on the top, and I'm just going to take one neck, pull it down, back up again, and I'm going to tie it to one of the other necks to make sure it's really well secured and nice and solid. This is I'm not going to sit that on there and try and tie this on. I'm going to use the other method that I use a lot, which is to take the tab that I want to attach it with, pull it up through the middle of this cluster, wrap it round several times, twist the balloons around a couple of times, make sure it's really well attached, because that will mean that the foil is much more firmly attached into the top of the column than trying to pull it down with a modelling balloon or anything like that afterwards. Take one of these necks, pull it down through, round, and back up again, and then I'm just going to tie it off. And now you can kind of see the reasoning for the sizing and everything else, because the monkey will fit quite nicely into the top of his little column here, and his tail just sits nicely that way. If the balloons were any bigger or smaller, then that kind of neatness wouldn't work. So yeah, imagine the monkey sitting on the top of his tree, eating his lunch. That's the kind of vibes we're looking for. So we need some sort of tropical foliage, jungle foliage down below. 260s in the same 3 colours. We got shamrock green, forest green, lime green. There's 3 in there, but what they basically are is a nearly fully inflated balloon. Fold it in half like that, twist it so I've got a loop and 2 ends, and then just twist all of those together to create your absolutely random bunch of jungly kind of foliage, which we're then going to attach onto the side of the little column, and we'll do that with an uninflated green 260. So I'm going to squeeze all the air out and then just pull that through from one side to the other, and then use this to secure this just on the side. Just adjust these a little bit so that they don't touch the table, because that will force the whole thing off balance. And then just need a bunch of bananas, which are basically made out of the ends of the 260. So inflate it all the way. Twist it off about there, the length of the banana that you need. Then I'm going to hold it a little bit further back and let it untwist so that that softens that slightly. Tie it off. Nice small knot. So put your fingers here, this side of the knot, and then pull so that you're pushing the knot into the balloon rather than the other way about. Thought I'd got a pair of scissors. Doesn't really matter. Cut that off. Curl it like a banana. If you make 5 of those, you can then stick them together with your preferred adhesive. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be glue dots or dashes or balloon bond or rubber cement or whatever you like, but just stick them together to make your bunch of bananas. And then I'm going to attach that with a piece of balloon bond, but again, whatever adhesive you like, onto the front of the design. There. And there you have it. It's really simple, but it's got enough detail and interest to give it that little bit of an edge, and it should appeal and work really well for any children's jungle party.